Okay, here we are. It's been a little bit of a journey to get here, I guess, setting this all up, but we are about to kick off the first episode of the Breaking ROX podcast. I've got my co-host here with me, Jake, and our first guest for the first podcast, our sales manager from the Bentech group, Andrew. Good to have you on, guys, and I think for myself, it's pretty exciting to be. I wanted to do a podcast for a while, just in general, but being able to do this as part of our jobs and for Bentech, I think is a pretty cool thing. Yep. What do you guys think? What have you got to sort of add to this experience before we sort of get into the reasons why and things like that?
Yeah, well, thank you, Reese. Very excited. We obviously do a lot of video and a few things around here, and this is just another avenue for us, and I'm pretty excited. Should be good fun. Get a few guests on.
Yep.
Talk about what goes on here, and also just fun for us to have a little play around here. Be good.
Andrew,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, no, thanks for having us on, Reese and Jake. Look, this is a new thing for me, but like Jake said, it's very exciting. I think there'll be plenty of opportunities to get some good good hosts on here. I'm sorry you have to put up with me the first time round.
Yeah, it's all right, mate.
But no, yeah, it's a really good. I think it's a really good opportunity for us, something different as well.
Yep.
So yeah, keen to see where it goes, man.
Yeah, me too. That's what I think is going to be really exciting, is like the journey that we can take this on. I think, as you sort of touched on, Jake, like getting into doing more video over the last sort of 18 months has been unreal. Launching Behind the Bee and just more video in general, and where we've been able to kind of take that. I mean, we've taken that around Australia. Taken Bruce with us to different trade shows and things like that, and been able to really, I guess, get across a lot of the personalities, or aiming to get across a lot of the personalities here at Bentech, and continuing to do that. And I think this is another forum for us to do that, along with getting on industry guests, people that sort of align with Bentech and the values, and can talk about the mining industry, which is obviously heavily what we're involved in. Obviously, Breaking ROX is, I guess, part of the ROX brand, which we've launched recently for our mining parts division. So getting those guys on here and discussing what they're sort of working on as well is going to be really cool.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm just pumped. I think the sets turned out awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of turned out very similar to what I had in my head.
Yeah.
Which I think is always a cool thing. When you've got this like
that.
image in your head and you're like, oh, I wonder if we can achieve that. So piecing that all together, with the help of yourself, Jake, with the help of Bruce, obviously, who's behind the camera, and he's behind the camera of all our videos. So the little team we've built that kind of brings these ideas and brings this stuff to life is really cool. So I guess moving into why we've launched this podcast, what do you guys sort of think we can get out of this longer term? Like, what if I asked you both what your ideal goals would be, given that we kind of are cause of the sales and marketing division, but also, and I guess in saying that, cause of communicating Bentech as a brand, and communicating ROX as a brand.
Yep.
I might start with you, Andrew. What do you sort of think, or what would you like to see us get out of this, say in 50 episodes time or something like that?
Yeah, so I guess, like a big one for me, and a big one for the Bentech group, I guess, and now with ROX being a new brand, it's essentially still brand new. Is probably getting that name out there, but like you said, bringing in SME, subject matter experts that can even tell us more, tell the get that industry knowledge out there. Something that people are going to enjoy listening to as well.
Yeah, totally.
So a mix of just getting the brand out there, bringing some really cool people in here, just for us to meet those new people, and just having that there on the podcast, I think it's going to be really effective. Look, in 50 episodes time, who knows, man?
Yeah.
It could go anywhere.
You never know.
Yeah, I've thrown that out there real high. Hey.
Yeah.
We've got some interesting ideas with guests we would like to get on. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see if we can get that going.
6 minutes into episode 1, we're talking about episode 50.
Just get this one done first.
I think that's what. But I will say, I think that's one thing we are good at as here as a team. Especially, I know with myself and my team, like once we kick something off, we kind of commit to it. We're at like 20. I think we're nearly 30 episodes behind the B.
Yeah.
So, and like, this is. I mean, I'm already having a good time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Look,
Like it's fun. It's fun.
And like I walked in here before, and you mentioned, with the setup, and it's epic, man. Like it really has turned out well, which is a good thing as well. Like it looks insane.
Yeah, well, that's it. Hey, it's cool to be like it's. That's what I mean. Like that's part of that having fun process with this stuff. We're sitting here. We've got really good tech here. We're sitting. It feels nice, and I think that's part of it as well, and part of the aesthetic as well for people viewing. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Well,
Jake, same question for you.
Yep.
Where would you like to see this go?
Yeah, well, as Andrew just touched on, this is obviously with launching the brand of ROX recently. This is a really good place to give everyone out there some information about that. What we're planning on doing, what we're currently doing, what we're planning on doing. So it'll be really good to do that, and again, just getting some of these subject matter experts on board, seeing who we can get on, learning more about the industry, learning more about what people do, connecting other groups together, and it's a nice little platform to launch from. Also just exciting to do something a little bit different, to be honest, and get up here, and as we've just spoken about, it's a pretty cool little setup here, and looking forward to just being up here, seeing how it all goes. I think we can really take this fairly far, and we'll get through this one first, but we'll get too ahead of ourselves. But and just a learning curve for us as well. It's it's another skill to learn. So it's exciting times, Reese.
Yeah. I definitely agree and echo with both of what you just said. And I think there's so many facets to like doing something like this that I think is good for. Obviously, the brand is a great thing, and you did a fantastic job, Jake, of launching that brand along with the sales team. I mean, you did the lion's share of the launch. That trade show was fantastic, and obviously, you kind of sort of, I guess, heading up that division of BenTech has been great. So being alongside you for this and being alongside you for that journey has been great, bringing you onto my team, and then over the last 3 years being able to do what we've done is fantastic, and for us to get here now. I mean, we always talked about doing something like this, even in the early days, 3 years ago when you first started. So sitting here and doing this is fantastic, and obviously with yourself, Andrew, I mean, we kind of started on the same day, nearly 6 years ago now for BenTech.
Yeah, that's it.
And if you look at like where we were then and what we're doing then as an organisation, as individuals, as a sales and marketing team, to be sitting here like doing podcasts is a fun, cool, and it's kind of a fulfilling thing too, I think, but alongside that, we're going to be able to get a lot of the team on here, and I think what's going to be there's just going to be that kind of like development of everyone's skills as well. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like talking about what we do, getting the personalities across, developing people's skills. I mean, that's what we're about here at BenTech, right? I mean, we're innovative, we've got a great growth mindset, but we kind of invest in our people too. So if we can get some of that out of this as well, that's going to be really fun. Sorry, man.
Look, I was going to put it back on you. Where do you see it in 50 episodes?
In the same thing.
Yeah.
50 episodes. I'd like to see us have had some I guess I'd like to see us have a wide variety of guests across a lot of different subject matters. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot of things we can potentially touch on here. I want to get across people's life experiences with mining, but also beyond that. I want to build in some of that like thought leadership stuff that we kind of already do with some of the more like written content and even some of the video content we do. But as well as getting as many of the, I want to be able to get as many of the internal team on here as well.
Yeah.
But definitely you just want to get a lot of guests across, have some great discussions. Do you know what I mean? Learn lots, hopefully teach lots, get the brand out there, and man, 50 episodes time. Hopefully we can start getting a decent viewership as well. You know what I mean? I mean, it's one of those things where you kind of got to put the work in and eventually hopefully get there. But I'm just excited to be able to kind of like strap ourselves in here, whatever the cadence ends up being for the releases and things like that. Getting comfortable, getting used to doing it. But yeah, just want to get it out there as much as we can and just have as much fun as we can with it,
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, that's where I kind of would like to see it. I mean, 50 episodes time, that's obviously, we've kicked that stone pretty far down the road to start talking about that now. But, that's what you've got to, it's important with all facets of life though, right? You can't you got to set some goals. And there's no point talking about like, oh, if we get to 50 or that. It's like, no, that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? We've invested ourselves and our time and, in the launch of the brand, the work that preceded all of that to even like, I guess, create the need to brand ROX, which is something I'd like to kind of talk about next is that little bit of a journey. So yeah, all those kinds of things, you know what I mean? It's important to set the bars high. And just invest ourselves in it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. But look, let's see where it takes us. I think it's important to keep. I think with content, especially like video and things like this, I think I've always really approached it as you probably know, Maren, with the way that I make decisions and go about things. It's
very unique.
Yeah. It's like I kind of like to. It's always going to be all right. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm pretty happy with going with it and letting it be what it will be. I don't want to I don't want to frame this up to be something. And then say it's going to be something. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, like you guys said it was going to be like this, like, and then it's not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. I want it to be able to evolve and grow organically and things like that.
And that's the way a lot of the video that you started doing early on, particularly over the last 18 months. That's how that sort of started. It was very much just get on the camera and we're going to start. I've got a great idea, for Behind the Bee, and then it was bang, just episode 1, no script, just get up on camera and start talking around, getting some people who might not want to talk as much as you on the camera, and but I mean, and as that's gone, there's a lot of the people around here who are now really happy to get on the camera and share what's going on in their area, and I'm sure that's something we will get a few people around here at the HQ on this podcast, and I think that's just the way these things grow here.
Definitely. That's what I think. Like, I guess myself being comfortable with that kind of thing, where it's like, okay, just sort of get the camera rolling, give me the mic kind of thing, like, and we'll get it going. It's a lot easier for it to come across. Like, you want it to be personable and stuff, and it's what I mean. Like, I don't like this. We've had no script today. I mean, you guys have been trying to ask me like what we're going to do and how we're going to talk about it. And I've just been like, just don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Just answer my questions. And that's what I think a lot of like the Behind the Bee stuff's kind of been as well. But I like that. I personally like that scenario. But I understand other people don't. But I think like, given my role here, heading up the marketing team, I mean, that's communication, right? If I can normalize just being yourself and getting stuck in and getting your personality across, then I think that's what's kind of helped, getting everybody involved. And it's just like, oh, well, there's no script. Like, we're having a conversation. There's just a camera watching us. Do you know what I mean? It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. But I understand. I understand sometimes, well, that might be okay for you. So, But I think the buy-in's been great, and I think that's also what helps us do what we do from a marketing point of view.
Yeah.
Is like the buy-in's always like, okay, well, I get backed in, and we get backed in to do what we think's best,
100%.
and that creates an environment where you can be creative,
Yeah.
can be yourself, and can produce some cool things. And like, you know what I mean, I was like, yeah, I want to start a podcast, and it's just like, sure, like get
Let's
it
do
going,
it.
and here we
Yeah.
are. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's taken a couple of months, I guess, to get it all together and get this table done and get all the stuff happening. But you know, it was very much, I was enabled to do so and empowered to do so. And I think credit to our leadership here and everyone around us that is happy for those things to happen.
For sure. Yeah.
So Andrew, let's talk about, and Jake as well, I want you both to kind of touch on the mining parts division, the growth of that from a product perspective.
Yep.
But also, I guess, a people perspective, and then segueing into like how the ROX, like, I mean, the ideation of the requirement for a brand, and then like the development of ROX itself.
Yeah.
What's that journey been like for you from a you know, used to being you know, you started in the sales team, now leading the sales team.
Yep.
What's
Yep.
that journey been like for you?
Well, I guess the ROX brand, or the, you know, what is ROX now for us, that started well before my time, to be completely honest. So, you know, it's been around for over 10 years. It essentially it really started off with the underground mining market and requirements there, you know, around safely, you know, maintaining underground mining machines. When you get up on top of the machines, you know, making sure you're reducing, minimising, or ideally eliminating the fall from height risk. So, I guess, you know, our folding handrails, which, you know, many would be aware of, was really where it all started. Yeah, over 10 years ago. But since I've been here, and the journey it's been, you know, in the last 5-6 years, it's grown a huge amount. You know, we now have a huge range of underground mining replacement parts. And, you know, in my time, we've also introduced the open cut, the surface mining, you know, products, parts, which is huge for us. I think it's a huge opportunity to service all of our open cut clients. We do a huge amount in the maintenance space with them, and so this is really just another area we can really help improve. The main thing I see is reducing the downtime. You know, the longer the machines are down, the more money it's costing the client. So that's really, you know, that's been a big one, I think, and will be a huge opportunity for us moving forward. I think is the surface mining.
Yep.
To be completely honest with you, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're working out, you know, from a strategic point of view, what resource we need to now put in place in terms of people in our team, from a sales perspective, you know, the sales consultants, but also from a, you know, research and development side. What do we need to do, you know, in that space? What equipment we need? What personnel we need to really be able to, you know, solve those problems for our clients.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where do you sort of see, I guess, the ROX sort of team, where do you see that sort of going, say, in like, you know, a couple of years' time? What do you think that looks like holistically? Like, so, I mean, from a sales point of view, and then all the back end stuff that obviously supports that dramatically, you know, marketing, but also research and development, design, engineering, manufacturing. Sort of, where do you see that going?
I think it's going to be a really key area of growth for us. So I think, you know, to start with the sales team, I think it's definitely going to grow. You know, in 2 or 3 years, I would envisage it to be at least double the size, if not more. You know, we've got 3 key consultants at the moment. Another one coming on this month. Look, it's only going to get bigger from there. but then, obviously from a marketing perspective with Jake, the Marin, as well, obviously he can touch on that side of things.
Yep.
But definitely R&D. We're looking to add, like, again, I see that doubling, if not more.
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be a really key. We're building up the ROX team, the ROX brand to, launch to a whole new level. We'd like to see it at a good third of what this business makes, what this business does. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, that I completely agree. I think given where it's come from, and where it is now, and its own beast, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely going to continue growing. It's exciting. It's an exciting part of what we do. It's an exciting part of the industry, and growing our offering and growing our knowledge, and like you say, like that mission of eliminating downtime, maximizing efficiency.
Yeah.
That really speaks to our client base, and
sure.
it's great to see. You know what I mean? Like we've got, especially like the formation of the ROX brand, and we've got that ROX team now.
Yep.
I think it just, I think like the ideation of the requirement for that brand, like really came to life. You know what I mean? And it was like once we launched it, and once it's now happening and going, it's like, yeah, okay, like this is what this is. You know what I mean? It's its own. It's part of the Bentech group, but they've got that, that mission to go to do what they do.
Yeah, that's it.
And grow the amount of parts we supply, and all those things.
For sure.
I think I agree. I see it just continuing to go strength to strength,
Yeah.
and growing, and given our facility here, that's just like nuts. You know what I mean? Like with all the like, I'm gonna love to see where we get to in terms of like the actual the manufacturing side too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's going to be cool to see, and I guess in future episodes we can get people on that are part of that journey and part of that process, and kind of are the ones that kind of champion it and are responsible for it, the success of it as well. So that's going to be exciting. The Marin, it's a great nickname, isn't it?
I was given that here. Thank you to Reese, and now it is very much caught on. So
You're going to have to say, where it came from.
we'll get
Jake.
to that eventually. Tune into the next episode for that one.
We'll have to,
Maybe a couple down the line.
we have to keep that up our sleeve.
There's a little segment for that one.
Yeah.
Well,
You've even got Marin golf balls, don't you?
Well, yeah, that was a little birthday present this year. Thank you, Reese.
That's great. That's
Little-
great.
Yeah, we might even get those on show. Might even give a couple away.
Well, that's it. We could do a little giveaway.
Yeah,
We played some great golf the other day too.
we did.
Your own brand.
Little Reese with a little two over par
Two over
overnight.
par. Yeah, it
Bit
was
of
good
twilight
to
golf.
Yeah, it was good to finally play some decent golf. You
Yeah,
played
it was.
quite well too.
Yeah, no, 4 over. Yeah, 3 birdies.
There was some
3 double bogeys.
there were some great birdies though, but there
Yeah.
was some.
couple
there
of
was-
eagle putts.
There was a couple of eagle putts.
Yeah.
There were some absolute bombs hit as well by one of us too.
Yeah, that's me. 315 from Reese.
Yeah, 315. That's meters too.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
Um,
up there.
It is. No, it's a great game, and I think I'm looking forward to playing more of that this summer.
Same. Tonight, probably, actually.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Never
it.
know.
We never know. Well, we digress. Anyway,
Yes.
same sort of question to you, Marin. Obviously, I remember when there was when we made that decision, when it's like, right, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we split, I guess we're not split, but like split the focus of the marketing function.
Yeah.
Where it was like, okay, like you, the Marin, are now going to head up the I guess what is now the ROX part of the marketing team.
Yep.
Tell us about that journey, and then tell us about where you see it going from a requirement point of view, from a marketing standpoint, and touch on a couple of the highlights that they've been for you, I guess, in that journey.
Yeah. Well, as you said, that was just one afternoon late in the year, and we had one of our just get up and brainstorm time, and came to the decision that we would split the divisions up. I was I obviously came on here as a junior 3.5 years ago, and had Reese as my manager, but also mentor, and I've learned a lot from him. So, kind of after that year and a half of learning my skill a little bit more, Reese backed me in to head up the parts division. So obviously started working really closely with the parts team. And from there, it's really sort of, I think, just being able to focus on, like, me just fully focusing on that has it's been really good for me personally. But I think it has worked out well as well overall for the business. We've just been able to put that focus in, a lot more market research, a lot more targeted campaigning, and working closely with the team that we've got there. So we've already spoken a little bit about why we sort of needed ROX to come along, but I think from a marketing standpoint, it kind of works as a little bit of a different business model, I guess, to what we currently have with Bentech, going away from a lot of the custom work to things that are, a lot of the parts are stocked, ready to go straight away, and of course to eliminate the downtime. They need to get out there quick, and so be able to, things like creating a new website, which we're going to be working on. That's going to be a really big project. So customers can get on, order the parts they need straight away, a lot easier, and get out to them quick. Just a lot more targeted campaigning, I guess. Making it a lot more streamlined, getting out to the right people, and also going international as well with all this. I mean, mining is worldwide. We do work. We have done work in the past and currently for overseas projects, but I think this is one part of the company that will really start to hopefully look out of Australia, and I think we've definitely got the capability to do that here, and I think that's sort of where the necessity of ROX came in, and that new business sort of model, new customer, or extending the customer range base, and that's where I see it going, and I think it's, so far we've kicked it off well. That we've done a lot of work over it in the last 3 or 4 months. We decided just before we had Amex a month ago now, over in Sydney, and that we ended up launching the brand there, and so we kind of had a couple months to get all of our marketing stuff ready, and rebrand everything. So that was a huge process, and so I think that really kick-started this the ROX brand itself and the process. So I think we're on track, and I'm personally am excited and pretty happy to be in this position and working closely with the boys, extending the team in the sales team and the R&D, and that's where I'm seeing it.
Yep, I think I love all that, and I think you've done a fantastic job stepping up into that. I think it's kind of, from a team point of view, it's kind of freed us up to do what we do, and it's to do with that. I guess it's to do with that mastery as well. Given that it is its own, it's going to have its own strategy, given the business model, and it needs that focus, right? And I think having someone in the marketing team, having a dedicated sales team, having dedicated people in the R&D, that's what it requires. I mean, the whole parts, ecosystem in mining is, it needs to be nimble, as you know what I mean. And I think being able to service that, you need to kind of embody that with the way you structure your team, right? So I think it's been great to see. It's been great to see you come on over the last 3.5 years and develop as a marketer and things like that. Obviously, you've had a pretty good teacher.
Sensei Reese.
Black belt.
Black belt marketing, world champ.
No, not quite.
Oh yeah.
But I think
it's really
it's been cool.
It's good
man.
having good mentorship and obviously a really solid the culture here is just at Bentech, and ROX. It's a strong culture, and you can see it all around, starting from management all the way down to to all the teams involved. It's a really well run place, and it allows walking in here 3.5 years ago, straight out of uni, to be able to walk in and feel comfortable, and obviously Reece, you've been a very good mentor for me, and all of it combined, it's a really awesome place to be, and this is another awesome thing that we get to do here.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, that's it. I mean, I'm kind of thinking as you're both speaking, and it is kind of. It is a little bit. I guess it is kind of a little bit surreal where we've had, how far we've come, and the development of the team, and even it was interesting the other morning at the team breakfast when Clyde got his 5-year. Yeah, you know what I mean. Recognition. He was kind of pointing out I guess he kind of pointed out how many people have started since then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was obviously there was plenty of us that were there when he started, but there was so many more that weren't there, when he started, and
absolutely.
And the growth of the team has been so cool to see.
Yeah,
the growth of just the Bentech group, and how much we've matured as an organization.
Yeah.
And I think even the fact that we're doing a podcast speaks to that maturity, right? Everybody across the business is thinking about what's next.
Yep.
What can we do next? How can we get our message across? How can we service our customers in the best way possible? And I think there's that really strong alignment across the business for sort of developing that offering that is best for the customer.
Yeah.
And branding and marketing is one thing, but it's so much more than that from a strategic point of view. For something to have its own identity and behave in that way as a business unit, it does need its own brand. It does need its own focus. It does need its own people that sit within the Bentech team. But that's what's going to be an exciting thing, I think, moving forward, is seeing where that goes. And you touched on that global aspect. I mean, mining is a global beast, and we already do bits and pieces around the world.
Yeah.
But there's going to be all sorts of amazing opportunity involved in all of that.
for sure.
What do you to finish off? I guess this kind of first episode. What's some stuff what's I guess in the short term we've been quite bold with my 50 episode this and 2 years that kind of questions, but what's your goals in the next sort of to finish off 2023 and move into 2024? What's some stuff that you would like to, and I guess let's extend this question a little bit from a work standpoint, from a business standpoint. What have you got on the radar, and what about personally as well? What's something personal that you'd like to get happening or move into in the next 3 to 6 months moving into 2024?
Oh, are you starting with me
or
Jay?
Yeah, I'm loading up with you, man.
Far out. Okay, that's a big question. Well, there's a lot going on in the sales, the consulting space. So I guess something that's big from the sales perspective, and it's probably across the board, including that ROX, the ROX brand, the ROX team in there. But widening that out a little is probably really focusing on strategically where we're going as a business from our 3 core divisions. So obviously we do the bespoke, the custom work, the custom engineering, and that's a big thing we do for our clients. We then also do quite a wide range of your safety and workshop gear, and then of course ROX, the machine parts. From a strategic level, we're really wanting to look at, by the end of the year, I would suggest where we're going and what the individual strategies for those silos are in the next 3 to 5 years. So really firming that up, getting some key objectives in place so that we can resource ourselves and we can invest in what we need to invest in as a company to support that growth and also support, our client base, really. So, working with the executive team, to really get that in place, make sure we're crystal clear on what our mission is, what the vision is, and then, obviously we live by our core values, and just bringing all that together. I think that's a big thing to tick off the list, or it's constantly evolving. But yeah, from a business point of view, that's really where it's headed. From a personal, more of a personal, business standpoint, just really, I'm still very young, in somewhat of a leadership position, and just always learning. So just seeing how I can be better, work better with the team, get out there on the road with the team, and just we've now got a set up a nice CBD office. We've just got that this week, so that's an exciting new thing. We're looking to reconnect with a lot of our clients in the city. So that's another sort of another string to our bow, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. That reminds me, I'll have to speak to Bruce about doing it behind the bee in there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, that's a good
Bruce.
Yeah.
But apart from that, on a personal level, I guess it's October. I'm already looking forward to Christmas. Just relaxing. Getting a bit of sun, bit of water.
Yep.
So that's sort of where I'm at.
Yeah,
it's probably
sure.
a bit early to be thinking about that, but look,
man,
it's a
not
reality.
Far away.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. Especially once you start getting that sun out. You know what I mean?
You were just talking about your tan.
Yeah, I feel like I'm looking at my tan. I'm happy where it's it's coming along.
Yeah.
It's coming along. I've got to watch my poor head though.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of protection up there. No, that's great, man. That's great. And I think you're doing a fantastic job, hey. And again, part of, we started basically, like as I said earlier, almost the same day.
Yeah.
To see you, come through and eventually succeed into that sales management role is awesome to see. We all love each other around here, and a lot of us, I did touch on the fact that we've got a lot of new people, but a lot of us have worked together here for a long time, and seen so much growth and so much development and so much maturity in every way.
Yep.
So look, I'm really excited to see all these things come alive, man. They definitely will. Jakey boy, same sort of questions to you, man, to finish off the podcast. What's on the radar for the next 3 to 6 months, and what's some personal stuff you might have on the go too?
Personally, I would like to shoot under par in the next few months. Golf.
Yep.
That would be very nice.
That's definitely achievable from what I've seen.
I think so. That'll be good. We'll keep you updated on that. As at work, definitely focusing on, personally, this works for the business too, but getting involved in a lot more video. Excited for this podcast. I mean, we're not sure about the cadency yet, but we're going to be doing this often. A lot of video. I naturally not as natural as you are on the camera and as some.
I'll fix you up later for all those nice comments, man.
It's a skill that I really would like to learn and get better at. So that's definitely one thing I'm excited for over the next 3 to 6 months. And I guess that just ties into the business too. We'll be working on a lot more ROX content. We're really starting to get some products out the door with all nicely branded with the ROX stickers, ROX laser cut badges and everything. It's looking, they'll look really cool. And also getting out on site would be nice. Seeing some of the big trucks in action. 793Fs.
You have to tee something up for that.
Yeah. We'll have
Yeah.
to have a chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you're the man to help me out there, Andrew. Overall, really enjoying this podcasting, videoing. That's the main thing for me, Reese. What about you to finish off?
Me?
Yeah.
Look, I think continue to grow the marketing team. I think I've absolutely loved my journey into marketing. I've loved doing it here, and I think, we've achieved some amazing things from a marketing standpoint, and I'm really proud of what we've done as a team, and I'm really proud of what I've done. But I've only been able to do it, as I've said earlier, because I'm enabled to do so. And being able to start doing lots of video and the behind the bee and developing that area, and then launching a podcast, which I've wanted to do for years and years and years. But I guess professionally, continuing to grow the marketing team. Obviously, we got Jack on board now, who's doing some amazing things from a graphic standpoint. And all the legacy stuff that was existing from Sandra, who's now moved on from us to move down south and explore the next chapter of her life. But she's working alongside her was fantastic as well, and sort of bringing that together, and really seeing where Jack can take it again. Like as I'm sure you could speak to, like I really like to, I guess, given I'm so empowered and enabled, I like to really push that down to my team and let people be creative and things like that. So
Definitely.
Expanding the marketing team alongside the growth of the business is going to be fantastic, and finding some more awesome humans to work alongside, do you know what I mean, we can share a lot of our experience together and things like that and grow together. I think that's what I'd like to see, just to continue to grow the team and have plenty of fun doing it and achieve great things, and do what we can from a department level for this organization to be the best we can and service our clients as best we can and make sure we're communicating all the amazing things that we do from a product point, service point, but also from a value standpoint as an organization. Personal, I guess, similar to you, mate. I think getting back into golf after playing a lot in high school, and getting back into it over the last sort of couple of years. I'd love to. I have shot under par before back when I was younger, but it's been. We're talking like 14, 15 years ago. So I'd love to get back shooting some more regular good scores. Just being fit and healthy, man. Like, just that's what it's all about, mentally, physically. I guess that feeds into our ability to be good at work and things like that. And I think that's some stuff I'd love to touch on this podcast. Is touching on some of those areas, and explore that stuff too. So yeah, that's my little story.
Very nice.
We'll have to keep everyone updated with our little personal goals.
Oh,
and
journeys.
I'm sure everyone's going to be so excited to hear about all that stuff. But yeah, look, I think we can wrap the first episode up. I don't know about you guys, but this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool, man.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm already keen for the next one.
Yep.
So thank you both for. Obviously you Maz will be alongside me for all of them,
Maz.
and I'm loving the fact we get to share this together.
Yep.
Andrew, thanks for jumping on, man.
No, thank you.
I'm sure we'll obviously have you on again, and we'll see your beautiful face on some of our videos and things like that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, thanks guys. Thanks for thanks for tuning in if you have. I'm excited to see where we can take this. And yeah, I'm just, as I said to the boys alongside me here, it's really exciting. And I guess, our customers are the ones that, well, we've had some great feedback from our video and some great feedback from the behind the bees and things. So hopefully we can resonate with at least some people and grow this thing and have a good time doing it. So thanks for tuning in, and
Thank you.
looking forward to the next
Cheers.
episode.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.